And our guest is Harry Moser from Wheaton, and he is the now past president of the Kansas Livestock Association. And normally we would do this right at the end of their annual meeting in Wichita, but that was virtual this year. And so, Harry, just want to give you the opportunity to reflect back on this year and the year that you were president, 2020, and in December of 19. You got the nice hat, and okay, it was your turn now to lead this organization. And I would guess over Christmas time, you had plans looking for what 2020 was going to be like. It turned out probably a whole lot different.
A whole lot different, Ken. Yeah, starting in January, things were fairly normal. We actually made a trip out to Washington for the signing of the Canadian-Mexican-U.S. trade agreement, which was a good trip for us, and asked to sit not too far from President Trump as he signed that. And then we got into February and things got a little more questionable, and we actually had our last county meeting, I believe, March 9th, that was in person for quite some time. Fortunately, the Kansas Livestock Association has a really good working relationship with Kansas Department of Ag. And when we got into the market troubles and people leaving the packing houses because of the virus, we made sure that those people were considered essential. And I think that was one of the biggest things that we helped work through that part of it.
Go ahead.
And then we worked on through, and the market got tough, and we were at NCBA in August, which was in person, and that was really kind of neat to be able to sit down and discuss these things. And there's a big push in the industry for mandatory reporting. We have, the KLA has a position that we don't want to have the government involved in our markets, and we stuck to our guns and worked through a proposition out there with NCBA. Even with a conversation with Senator Roberts not too long ago, his words to us was, be careful what you want, what you wish for. It's easy to get mandatory pricing, but it might be tough to get rid of it once that goes into place. And so the markets and the workplace and the payments, like I said earlier, I think those were huge things that we were heavily involved in.
What's one thing you learned, not only maybe dealing with the pandemic, how maybe doing this and the effects maybe it had on your operation? Just what are maybe a lesson or two learned that you're going to keep with you?
Well, I think one of the big things, Ken, and I'm very proud of the KLA, but we have a great staff in Topeka. And they were very responsive, I think, to anybody and everybody that had questions for them. And there's all kinds of phone calls, questions, and they did a great job at doing that. I think the other part that was really encouraging to me is our board meetings. We never held an in-person board meeting the entire year. We had Zoom meetings. And I think except for maybe one meeting, we had every board member attend. And that speaks highly for those volunteer leaders that take it very seriously what's going on in our industry.
All right, Harry, as I like to do with these groups, when you get the opportunity, I just, kind of give you a 30-second commercial to talk to folks on why it's important to belong to associations. Why is it important to be a member of the Kansas Livestock Association?
Well, and I believe firmly in these kind of organizations, whether it's KLA or Farm Bureau or organizations that represent us. We don't have time. Most of us don't have time to go to Topeka and lobby, but we have people down there that watch out for our issues that are going on down in Topeka, as the NCBA does in Washington. We have attorneys on staff that can help anybody, members that have ag issues at no cost. I always broke down our membership. It's $120 a year. And what do you get anymore in this world for $120 a year? $10 a month. And you have representation, and you can have a voice in policy that is set in the industry. Those are huge, huge items. We're over 5,700 members. We're very proud of that. As my each one reach one push was, I was hoping to even do a little better than that, but up 4%. I think there's a lot of strength in our organization, and I think we represent the people that are in our business.
Well, Harry, again, appreciate your service, appreciate your time today to review what happened at the convention, but also your year as president of the Kansas Livestock Association. So thanks.
You bet, Ken. Anytime.
Harry Moser from Wheaton, the media past president of the Kansas Livestock Association, has joined us. Stay with us. We'll have more coming up.